Okay, so this book has been on my TBR for quite a while, and I finally got around to reading it. And I must say, I side with the majority of people. I did really, really enjoy reading this. I thought it was a book written by a Russian writer, but it isn't. Um, I watched a couple of book reviews on YouTube, and I saw this one person say that um, this book does not really shed a light on the ongoing political climate of that time. Or I don't think the author shied away from mentioning all of these. I think the author intended his focus to be on the human condition, on um, having high spirits, on democracy, civilization, and each page is wondrously and elegantly packed with imagery, and it almost feels like you're right there at the hotel. There's timeless wisdom and exquisite cultural and historical references. So, if you didn't know the synopsis of this book, it goes like this. Our protagonist, Count Rostov, he's an aristocrat and he's stripped down of his materialistic possessions and confined at the Metropole Hotel in Moscow. And he traverses different parts of the hotel after getting a secret key. He indulges in people watching, like fly on the wall. And even though he is in house arrest, he has such an imaginative mind and his innate ability to bond with others. And obviously, his luck, his sheer amazing luck, all of these elements really um, does not make this mundane setting so mundane. I mean, despite it being a mundane setting, all of these elements keep us from getting bored. And the other characters enrich his life. They help him learn important lessons, and there's a found family trope. Um, and the philosophical take on friendships, food, parenthood, and the self, it was just described with supreme lucidity. The characterizations and thematic discussions. I have a lot of favorite quotes from this book. One of them being, "After all, what can a first impression tell us about someone we've just met for a minute in the lobby of a hotel? For that matter, what can a first impression tell us about anyone? Why, no more than a chord can tell us about Beethoven or a brushstroke about Botticelli. By their very nature, human beings are so capricious, so complex, so delightfully contradictory that they deserve not only our consideration but our reconsideration, and our unwavering determination to withhold our opinion until we have engaged with them in every possible setting, at every possible hour." This is great because growing up, we're always told about how much first impressions matter, especially when we date or when we meet anyone new. We care too much about what others' first impression of us is going to be like. But yeah, I mean, first impressions, sure, they matter, but you cannot derive a person's whole persona or even their childhood trauma or their zodiac sign based on the first time you've met them or gotten to know them. And human beings, much like art, never lose their spark even after we give them several reconsiderations. Another one of my favorite quotes is, "Life does not proceed by leaps and bounds, it unfolds. At any given moment, it is the manifestation of 1,000 transitions. Our faculties wax and wane, our experiences accumulate, and our opinions evolve, if not glacially, then at least gradually, such that the events of an average day are as likely to transform who we are as a pinch of pepper is to transform a stew." And yeah, again, it just shows that how much something little can have a huge impact in your life. A small decision, a small simple decision can really change your life. And this thought continues further into the book when his, I guess I would say, stepdaughter, Sophia, asks him if he regrets coming back to Russia, and he says that looking back, it seems to me that there are people who play an essential role at every turn. And he goes on to give examples. And the Count obviously faces struggles amidst all the chaos and the simple pleasures and romance, but he really masters his circumstances. He has a knack for not giving up, for not accepting his fate or the cards that he's been dealt. He simply refuses to lay around and be depressed about his situation, which is very uplifting because oftentimes we might have the urge to just lay down, complain, and cry and not move on when something bad happens to us. But um this really shows a tribute to the triumph of attitude over circumstances. And there's something that his father said, that if a man does not master his circumstances, then he's bound to be mastered by them. And this is, I think, a timeless aphorism, which is the anchor that would steady the boat in the turbulent ocean of our lives. So, as I was reading this book, I found out that there is a movie based on this book that comes out pretty soon. So, that's a happy coincidence for me because I read the book just before the movie is going to be released. And I have high expectations from this movie because the cast looks great, and I believe the author is heavily involved in the production of this movie. So yeah, anyways, this is the first video that I'm going to put on the internet. I'm very nervous and I don't think anyone's gonna watch it, but yeah, it was great to read about a book and rant about it. So yeah, bye.